welcome. I'm Neera Berry, the happiness coach, and I'm your host of Happy and Healthy, where we explore and discover all the many ways of keeping you feeling happy and healthy. And remember to stay tuned to my Good to Know segment at the end of each show, where I've always got something good to share with you. So today we're going to speak about different techniques about being well and using holistic therapy techniques. And one of them we're going to be learning about today. We're going to be learning about cryotherapy. So please welcome my guest today, Brandon Yu.
Thanks for having me.
You're the owner of Thrive Cryotherapy and Cryo Studio, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm really excited because it's something I've heard about and I've seen, like if you watch like some TV shows, like The Rich and Famous, and these are things that I've seen some people use, and I was always wondering, like, what is it? And
Absolutely.
So I thought.
And I think, you described it best. I think most people know of cryotherapy as seeing it on TV or professional athletes and celebrities using it. But a lot of people don't realize or know that cryotherapy is accessible in the Maryland, D.C., and basically every city these days across the United States. Wow. So what is whole body cryotherapy?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, what is it? How do I survive in something like that? Whole body cryotherapy is basically a holistic cold treatment that an individual gets into. It's typically a chamber where your head is above that chamber. It's a 3-minute treatment that gets down to negative 240 degrees Fahrenheit. And basically what it does is it activates the body to self-heal, self-rejuvenate, and self-protect itself. So we see a lot of people that come in for just like kind of overall health and wellness, like you've mentioned, but more specifically, a lot of inflammation clients, arthritis, people with Lyme disease. We also see a lot of people with what we call like kind of your sports and athletic group and sports and fitness group, where they're using it a lot for muscle recovery as well. And then we also see individuals for kind of like the health, beauty, and wellness side. So better sleep, increase metabolism, burn calories, tighten skin, and increases the collagen production overall.
Wow, it seems like it does like a lot.
Absolutely.
So how are there scientific studies that?
Yeah, there's absolutely scientific studies on it. Now with cryotherapy, it's still being fairly new. It's not approved by the FDA, hasn't been studied by the FDA, but there are studies on the benefits of cryotherapy for specific conditions like inflammation, muscle recovery, things like psoriasis and eczema and skin conditions like that as well.
Oh, and so, give me an example of somebody that has come into you for, like you said, muscle recovery?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of athletes, high school level, professional level, and just your kind of everyday gym goer. And I think with kind of your athletes, for example, they need that prime muscle recovery. So even individuals, your everyday individuals that kind of work out on a daily basis, the most common feedback that we hear is, by Thursday, Friday, I'm a little more sore, I'm a little more tired, it takes a little more for me to get out of bed to go to the gym. Mm-hmm. What cryotherapy does, added with your kind of overall health and wellness routine, can help you kind of propel you and get better results from your working out, from your healthy eating, etc. I have a lot of individuals. I have a guy who just has regular knee pain. He's a middle-aged guy, as he likes to say, and he's getting older.
I know many people like that with knee pain.
Exactly. And so it limited him from working out. So he came in and did a month's worth of cryotherapy, and his knee felt so good that he was able to get back into working out on a consistent basis, was able to really, truly just kind of get back into the flow of things.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so how long does it last?
So it depends on the individual. So we always like to say cryotherapy is a therapy. It's not a miracle pill. It's not a miracle drug.
It's not?
Unfortunately, if I had that, Neera, I'd probably be on a beach somewhere. But with consistent results, you're able to see some of those differences. The key, though, is we're not able to tell because each individual's body is different. So the body reacts differently. It also depends on factors of health, lifestyle as well. But on average, it takes about 8 to 10 sessions for someone to really feel the difference in doing cryotherapy. And they can last for months, if not longer. Others, they may need to maintain that cryotherapy maybe once a week or what have you. It just depends on really like the specific condition, and we like to tailor the approach for each client that walks through our doors to really just make sure that they're getting the best service, but also the best kind of consultation and recommendation for cryotherapy.
So you mentioned about an athlete and it aids in recovery, and you kind of mentioned a little bit about the other reasons. So what else would you come in there for? Can you give us examples?
Our most kind of consistent clientele is for pain management. So individuals with arthritis, joint pain, chronic back pain, knee pain, individuals that suffer from overall inflammation in their body due to Lyme disease.
Oh.
Those are individuals that we see on the most consistent basis.
Really?
Not only has it helped kind of reduce the pain and inflammation, in most cases, we've actually helped a lot of individuals get off pain meds, whether they be over-the-counter pain meds, or we have a client at one of our locations. She was taking over 90 opioid pills a month.
Oh my gosh.
And she knew that that's not a sustainable lifestyle. And she was coming in regularly to get her cryotherapy sessions in, continues to get her regular cryotherapy sessions in. She's dropped that usage for opioid meds to, I think, just a little over 10 a month now, which is a huge difference from when she walked in the door originally.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
How does it actually work?
Absolutely. So what happens is basically we're tricking the body into going into a fight or flight response. So what cryotherapy does is it uses nitrogen vapor to kind of engulf the skin of your body. What happens is that skin receptors send signal to your brain saying, we're in a super cold environment, what are we going to do? The first 30 seconds, it's very similar to if you were to go outside on a very cold day, or if you were to jump into an ice bath where your body increases circulation. After that 30 seconds, though, that's the critical point where that vapor is so cold and it's still hitting those skin receptors, your body basically goes into that fight or flight response mode where it brings all that blood to your core to protect what's most important to your body, which is the vital organs.
Yeah.
As that blood is circulating through your heart, your kidney, your liver, and your brain, that blood is being increased with oxygen, nutrients, and enzymes and detoxified. So when you get out of that 3-minute session, now that it's enriched blood goes back out to the rest of your body, and that's what has the healing properties to help your overall body heal and self-recover and rejuvenate.
Wow. So do people feel like they're on a high when they get out of
Yep,
it?
you do get a euphoric high.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about the better quality sleep that they get. A lot of people actually come in before their workouts because they use it as their energy booster and it loosens their bodies up. So if they're achy, it loosens their bodies up as well.
Wow. So so you mentioned about the athletes and just about the chronic chronic inflammation, which I think is really important.
Absolutely.
I know many people who suffer from a lot of different kind of illnesses
Yep.
like that. And
Yeah.
that I would imagine this would be wonderful to
Absolutely.
reduce their pain meds. But you mentioned also for rejuvenation, right?
Yeah, so rejuvenation. So, I mean, there's kind of a mind, mood, body aspect of it where people with anxiety and stress come in to kind of get their spirits lifted a little.
Kind of
Exactly, to chill out. Exactly. We have a woman that came in for an ankle injury. She was running, hurt her ankle. She did 2 weeks and her ankle felt great. She has still continued to come back in to this day, and it's been 8 months, because it just releases her stress. So she works a lot, and she comes in after work, and she just comes in, gets her cryotherapy, and she's like, a lifesaver. And it releases her stress, relieves her stress, and it just sets her for the rest of the night, yeah.
Because when you go in and you mentioned that fight or flight response, that actually does
release the endorphins, absolutely, yeah.
And I know that also can release stress hormones, so.
Correct.
I guess.
So for this, it's more of the endorphins, that natural high that individuals receive after their cryotherapy session.
Yeah, because all that enriched blood and they're feeling so good.
Exactly, yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
So are there any downsides to it?
There are downsides. If the safety precautions aren't followed, there could be downsides. Obviously, we're dealing with super cold temperatures, so we do have safety precautions to ensure that we protect individuals. So, for example, every person that goes into the chamber, they have to wear gloves, socks, and slippers that we provide. That's just to prevent anything from your extremities, just extra protection, if you will, from frostbite. Also, individuals with chronic heart disease that are limited to physical activity, we wouldn't recommend cryotherapy to them just because it is putting some stress on the physical stress on the body for the body to react.
So it can elevate blood pressure?
Elevate blood pressure, exactly. So we actually take blood pressure for each session for each individual that comes through our doors.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so how long does it last? You go in and you freeze.
Yeah, so the appointment time is 15 minutes. You're in and out probably in less than 15 minutes. The actual session itself inside a cryotherapy chamber is only 3 minutes long.
Oh.
And that's all you need. People ask all the time, can I stay in longer? And we say, no, unfortunately you can't, just due to safety reasons as well. But it's a law of diminishing returns. 3 minutes is all you need to kind of trick that body and to activate the body's responses to get that blood flowing, enriched, and then back out.
So when you go in, are you clothed? Or
So you're actually unclothed. So down to your undergarments. We provide robes as well at our facilities.
Okay.
Yeah. So the individuals get inside the chamber with their nice warm robe. They have to take
and then
it
you
off.
drop it.
You just take it off and hand it to us over the top,
Yeah.
to one of our certified cryotherapy technicians.
Yeah.
And then the 3-minute session occurs. And then when you guys are all done, or whoever is done with the session, we hand the robe back, and they typically say, wow, this is the warmest thing I've ever touched. They put the robe back on, and we get them out. Yeah.
So when you're in that, your head is actually
So
above it. So
your
it's not
head is
actually
above
ever doing anything to your face or
Correct.
anything.
Correct, yeah. And that's the other safety reason, right? Like, we breathe nitrogen in our atmosphere. But if you breathe too much nitrogen, it can displace some oxygen and then cause you to faint. So that's why we keep your head above the chamber, and we're talking and communicating with you the entire process to make it go by quickly.
So you probably have to adjust the height. Like
Yep, we have an adjustable lift,
Yeah.
and it's an electronic lift, so the shortest of short people and the tallest of tall people can fit in our chamber.
Wow, that's really interesting. Wow, and well, so we're going to just take a short break because I
Yeah.
want to hear like more about it,
Absolutely.
and you know, because this is it's really interesting, and I know that I've never tried anything like this, but you know, I want to try it really
We're gonna have
soon.
to get you in. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to try it, so I know what all the excitement is about, and I'm really excited to hear more about this. It's a holistic wellness technique, you know,
absolutely.
something that people can utilize. Like you've mentioned about reducing their, the reliance on pain meds, and
Yep.
that's amazing. So we're going to just take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen,
Double points with every purchase?
cleverly merging promotions,
Love it.
cross-referencing travel sites, and booking all your flights with those.
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like, aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Nira Berry, your host of Happy and Healthy, and we're speaking with Brandon Yu, and we're speaking about cryotherapy.
Yeah.
So Brandon, tell me a little bit about how you got into this to begin with.
So I fell in love with cryotherapy myself, just as an individual user. I had really bad tendinitis in my elbow from working out. I thought I was young, I could get over my injury, but it just kept nagging. And I went to go see my doctor, and my doctor said, well, it's just inflammation. We'll give you a cortisone shot and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And you hear mixed results on cortisone shots, especially in like joint areas and so in tendons. And so I was like, let me research other ways that I can reduce inflammation. And then if it doesn't work, I'll come back and get the cortisone shot. And I was watching TV that night, and I saw cryotherapy on TV on how professional athletes were quote unquote freezing their bodies for health.
Wow, amazing.
So I got on my phone, as most people do, Googled cryotherapy, and there wasn't any in the area. At the time, I was in the corporate world, and I traveled a lot for my job. And so every city that I went to, I would go find a cryotherapy place if they had
Wow.
it, and I'd go do cryotherapy. Amazingly enough, my elbow felt great after about 8 sessions.
Really?
Like fully healed, was able to do my physical routine as I was pre-injury. And I was just amazed by that, where I didn't have to take any medications. It was a holistic way for me to pop in and out in 3 minutes and feel better.
Wow, that is, because you didn't need any medication,
Exactly.
and pain meds, you didn't
Exactly.
need a cortisone shot.
Yeah. And what I thought, at the time was, okay, I'm doing these sessions and my elbow feels good. What happens if I stop? Well, there was a point in time where I wasn't traveling as much in the middle of my career, and so I didn't do it much, but my elbow still felt good. But we talked about like the other ancillary benefits of cryotherapy, the endorphin rush, the better sleep, just kind of the energy boost. And I love the way that I felt after doing a cryotherapy session. And that's kind of how I got into it, and then decided to open a cryotherapy location in Maryland.
Wow. Well, we're glad you did.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of misconceptions about it. What are like the biggest ones that you hear about?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I tell people what I do, and they hear cryotherapy, the first response is, "Oh, you freeze dead people."
Yeah.
That's absolutely not the case. We're actually trying to help people live and live a better life.
Yeah.
So with that, that's the one. We're not freezing dead people. And two, it's how does your
That's
body?
good.
Yeah,
I'm really happy
exactly.
to hear that.
And two, it's how does your body survive in negative 240-degree weather? I step outside in the winter and it's 32 degrees and I'm already freezing. And the key to that is the vapor that's surrounding you at that negative 240-degree temperature is completely dry nitrogen vapor. And because of that, we're only penetrating maybe a millimeter of your skin to activate and trick your body from the skin receptor standpoint. Your core temperature actually doesn't drop by much. So people always say, well, I'm already cold throughout the day. I can't stand to be cold for that long. A lot of people actually realize right when they step out of that cryotherapy chamber, after that 3 minutes, they're immediately warmed up. It doesn't take that time to warm up like if you stepped outside, on a cold winter day, for example.
And how cold does it actually get?
It gets down to about negative 240 to negative 260 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what makes it so cold? Like,
It's just
what
the
do you
liquid
use?
nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen that gets vaporized, so that's very important. We're not putting liquid nitrogen on your body because that would burn you. It's the vaporized nitrogen vapors that are engulfing your body.
Wow. So what would be the difference of somebody just going into an ice bath?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the way your body responds. So an ice bath is at its coldest about 35 degrees, right? Because if it was at 30 degrees, it wouldn't be an ice bath, it would be an ice block. And so what happens is to get the same reaction from an ice bath that you would from cryotherapy, you'd have to be in that ice bath for about 45 minutes to an hour, constantly replenishing the ice. Not to mention, because of that moisture in an ice bath, it feels a lot worse than cryotherapy does.
Oh,
and
the
so what
moisture.
Exactly, the moisture. So in an ice bath, it's just warm enough that your body can increase just the circulation for the 45-minute period of time. So you're not getting that vasoconstriction and that blood going to your core like you do with cryotherapy within the 3 minutes.
Is there anything else that we can do outside of going for
Yeah.
cryotherapy?
Absolutely. I mean, when we talk about overall inflammation and we talk about kind of joint pain and stuff, it's a healthy lifestyle overall, right? So diet and exercise are obviously very important, but specifically targeted like treatments, a lot of people can do Epsom salt baths as well that can be done in your own bathtub. While it may be, not as thrilling or as exciting as cryotherapy, it certainly can help overall with muscle soreness and inflammation as well.
Okay, those are good tips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, give me an example of who your most popular client is.
Yeah. So I always like to tell people when they ask who comes and gets frozen.
Yeah.
Our clientele ranges so much. We have as young as a 9-year-old gymnast who is
Oh.
competing, at the national level, to an 82-year-old man who walks with a cane and just has really bad arthritis in his knee, where so much so that he couldn't sleep because he has shooting pain down his knee before coming to us. Our most popular clientele, if I'm being honest, are females that are looking for kind of the overall health, reduction in pain, whether that be chronic joint pain, knee pain, back pain, and those that are just living an overall healthy lifestyle and just need that a little extra boost as well.
In what way? Give me an example of somebody.
For example, I have a woman who she likes working out a lot. She just has chronic back pain, and it's always nagging her. And my favorite comment that she said to me so far is, Brandon, I can't remember the last time in the morning that I've gone to put my underwear on without holding on to something, whether it be my bedpost, my dresser, whatever. After basically 20 sessions, she's able to kind of spring out of bed and put her underwear on. And it's the small things, right? It's not like the dramatic, I can't walk and now I can walk, right? I'm not saying cryotherapy is a miracle in that form or fashion in any way. But it's the small, subtle things that we can help individuals kind of get a better quality of life. And that's what's most important to me and our company.
It's interesting because the little I had heard about it, it wasn't necessarily for reducing pain or inflammation. It was more about beauty.
Yep.
So do you have people coming in for that?
Yeah, we have a lot of individuals that come in for kind of the boosting their metabolism, burning
it does that?
calories. So you burn up to 500 to 800 calories in
How does
one
that
session.
work?
It's just so your body is reacting kind of in that fight or flight response where it's like a workout. So we talked about increasing your heart rate, increasing that blood pressure. It's like a physical workout, right? And so that's what causes the burning of calories. But then also from a boosting metabolism, it's activating your body to boost that metabolism. And then there's also a skin tightening benefit as well. With that cold air hitting your skin, it increases the collagen production. So not only does it help with skin tightening and cellulite and that kind of stuff, but it also helps with skin conditions like psoriasis and eczema. I can tell you, I had a woman come in. She had been dealing with eczema for over a year. She literally walked in with a bath brush to be able to scratch herself when she itched down on her lower leg. And she had tried everything, medication, sunlight, everything under the sun, essentially, for the past year. She did a 45-day kind of cycle of cryotherapy. She came in every day. She has completely healed from her eczema. And we have before and after pictures that she wanted to take to kind of be able to show people about the benefits that she's seen for her eczema relief.
And has it stayed away permanently?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
It's truly remarkable, the stories, and this is why we love what we do, is being able to like have these individuals that come in day one and they have something that they want to improve, or they have goals, right? Whether it's reduction in pain, I want to get rid of my psoriasis or eczema, I want to be able to sleep better, and being able to see that progression. Where maybe some individuals come in just in pain, like crouched over, they don't have a smile on their face, where day 10, day 15, day 20, we see them coming in, they're more spry, they have a smile on their face, their quality of life is better, and that's what's most important for us.
And so, from what I'm hearing you talk about, for different scenarios, you may need to come in more often.
Yeah. Yep. And everybody's body is different, right? And that's what we always like to say. Everybody's body is different. So two individuals that come in for the same condition, whether it be knee pain or what have you, they may see different results. I'll give you an example. I have two guys that came in around the same age range. They both had really bad knees where their doctors basically told them they needed knee replacements. As such, first guy came in, did cryotherapy. The next day he called me and said, Brandon, I don't know what happened, but I feel amazing. I want to come in and schedule my second appointment. The second guy came in, and we educate our clients that come through our doors, and we wanted to make sure that he understood that it's not a miracle. But we tell them on average it's 8 to 10 sessions that he'll feel the relief. Well,
like every day or like a week apart?
Just closer together. So it doesn't have to be every day. While people do come every day, it doesn't have to be every day. But this guy was at about 17 sessions, and he came in one day and was like, Brandon, you know what? I don't know that this is for me. I'm not really feeling much of a difference. And I told him, I said, that's fine. It may not work for everyone, right? I'm not saying that this is the best thing since sliced bread and that this will work for everything. But I said, you've already paid for a month anyway. Come on in, just finish off your month and see what other benefits you see. At his 21st session, and I know this because we actually counted together, at his 21th session, he came in and said, Brandon, I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of walking a little with less pain. He goes, it's not totally gone, but I feel less pain. He continued it. He got back to working out, doing running, leg exercises, lunges that he was so excited about because he hadn't been able to do in so many months. And it's sustained. His knees have felt better.
Wow. That's amazing. And as far as like just reducing overall inflammation for many people, like as you mentioned, that's a real issue. You have somebody that come in for Lyme disease?
We have a lot of individuals that come in for Lyme disease. And just because the different kind of symptoms of Lyme disease and the inflammation and all that, a lot of individuals come in for Lyme disease. And what I always like to make clear, Nira, is cryotherapy as a whole is not a cure for anything. So we see individuals with all types of conditions. And what we like to tell people is cryotherapy is not a cure for anything. However, it helps relieve symptoms of many things.
Well, that's really good to know.
Yeah.
So, if somebody wants to find out more about it, do you want to give your website?
Absolutely. So they can reach us at www.thrive, Thrive, cryostudio.com. They can visit our website, shoot us an email if they have any specific questions, and we'd be happy to walk them through the process, what to expect, and kind of tailor to their needs.
Well, that's great. It's really good information.
Yeah.
So now that your tendonitis has been healed by it, you haven't had to go back for
I
more?
still do cryotherapy these days, just because I love it so much.
Because it feels so good.
It feels so good. It gives me that energy boost that I need. Running this business is a lot of time and effort and energy, and just being able to have that extra boost, it just feels great. And I definitely know this difference when I'm not able to get in on any given day.
So what's your favorite sport? Do you play tennis?
I don't play tennis. My favorite sport's basketball. I haven't had a chance to play basketball in a while. I like to keep up with kind of physical activity and physical fitness, so weightlifting, cardiovascular exercise, but it's tough even sometimes squeezing that in.
Yeah, but you're like a poster boy for the benefits of this
Absolutely.
cryotherapy because it helped you personally.
Our clients are really the poster boards, and that's kind of like what brings me most joy is being able to have these clients share stories with us. And shoot me texts in the morning. I can't tell you how many text messages I receive in the morning of, after someone's first session, I feel amazing, or I just had the best night's sleep that I've had in a long time. And that's what's most amazing to me.
Yeah, just even, to get a better night's sleep. I know a lot of people suffer with that.
Exactly.
And that would be amazing just
Yep.
on its own, if nothing else.
Exactly.
That's really cool. So I thank you so much for giving us all this information.
Absolutely.
A really great alternative holistic technique that that people can try for wellness and to improve their lives.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having me.
Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it. So thank you for watching Happy and Healthy. I'm Nira Berry, your host. And make sure you stay tuned to our next segment of Good to Know, where I share with you what's good to know. So stay tuned.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Hi, I'm Nira Berry, the happiness coach, and your host of Happy and Healthy. And now I'm going to speak to you about what's good to know. And as part of my series on success at work and in life, I'm going to speak to you about managing stress and anger. And we all feel stress often, but it's how we get through it. And a lot of times stress can lead to anger, and it's important to know how to release it. I mean, nature does it, right? Volcanoes erupt and they let out steam, and we can do the same thing because it's actually very important. If you hold in too much stress and too much anger, it can lead to heart disease, high blood pressure, and also difficulty sleeping in general. And so there's a lot of good reasons to try to manage your stress. And one of the ways that we can do that, I'll give you a few tips, and one of the ways is really just through to actually manage your breathing. And if you can focus on your breathing, take a few deep breaths, and that really right away, you can put your hand on your belly, that really right away will give you a signal to calm down. But if you don't even remember that, the easiest way is just to shake it off. Maybe go to a restroom and just move your body around, move your limbs around, and just exercise and shake it off. And right away, that'll kind of change the endorphin level in your body. And if you can exercise for even a longer period of time, that'll really make you feel much better and help you manage your stress. And another way is to really tell yourself calming statements like, I can get through this, or I'm better than this, I don't have to let myself get stressed about it. But one of the best ways is just to start laughing. And you don't need a reason to laugh. Just laugh. Just go, ha, 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 ha. And right away, your brain will start producing endorphins, and that'll help manage the stress and the cortisol levels, the stress levels in your brain, and help you feel better, and you'll be able to get through it. So let me know how that's going for you. I'm Nira Berry, the happiness coach, and you can reach me at Happy and Healthy TV at mmctv.org. And you can always contact me and let me know how it's going. I'm Nira Berry, your host of Happy and Healthy, and I hope you have a happy day.